Mathematics 3, Problems Involving Grams, Kilograms, and Milligrams, Q2 Week 2, Day 3. Lesson Objectives. At the end of the lesson, the learners should be able to solve problems involving grams, kilograms, and milligrams. Write the mass of each pair of objects on the space provided. Encircle both objects if they have the same mass. If their masses are different, mark the heavier object with an X. 1. Mangoes and watermelon. 2. Sugar and salt. 3. Tomatoes and onion. 4. Bread and cookies. 5. Bread crumbs and glutinous rice. 'In this lesson, you will learn to solve problems involving grams, kilograms, and milligrams. Read the following words. Mass, weight, kilogram, gram, milligram, light, heavy, lighter, heavier, lightest, heaviest, weighing scale. Read the situation. For children, Anna, Kara, Ben, and Mark are friends. They arrange themselves according to their mass from heaviest to lightest. If you were to arrange them from lightest to heaviest, how would you do it? What is your basis for the arrangement? We based it on the physical appearance, like the size of the body or in height. What do you think is the best way for us to arrange the children according to their mass? We need to measure their mass. Should we use the weighing scale in yesterday's activity to measure their masses? No, a different weighing scale must be used. Let us identify their masses. What is the mass of Anna? What is the mass of Kara? Let us identify their masses. What is the mass of Ben? What is the mass of Mark? Let's identify their masses. Anna 25 kilograms, Kara 27 kilograms, Ben 23 kilograms, Mark 28 kilograms. Who is the tallest among the children? Anna. Is Anna the heaviest? No, Anna is not the heaviest. Is Kara the heaviest? No, Kara is not the heaviest. Who is the heaviest among the children? Mark is the heaviest among the children. Is Mark the tallest? Mark is not the tallest. Can you tell the heaviest child by just looking at their heights? No, you cannot tell the heaviest child by just looking at their heights. Is Mark the biggest, fattest? No, Mark is not the biggest, fattest. Is Kara the biggest, fattest? Yes, Kara is the biggest, fattest. Can you tell the heaviest child by looking at their size? No, you cannot tell the heaviest child by looking at their sizes. Can you compare masses of children by just looking at their heights and sizes? No, we cannot tell the masses of children just by looking at them. Can you compare masses of objects by just looking at their sizes? No, we cannot tell the masses of objects by just looking at their sizes. What does this tell you? To be able to compare masses of objects, they have to be weighed. The masses of objects cannot be determined by just looking at the objects and considering their sizes. Not all big objects are heavy. Which is heavier, the combined mass of Anna and Kara or the combined mass of Ben and Mark? The combined mass of Anna and Kara, 25 plus 27 is equal to 52 kg. The combined mass of Ben and Mark, 23 plus 28 is equal to 51 kg. What is the difference between the mass of the heaviest and the lightest children? The heaviest child is Mark, 28 kilograms, minus the lightest child is Ben, 23 kilograms, is equals to 5 kilograms. Len went to the market to buy 1 kilogram of tomatoes. However, since only a few tomatoes were left, the seller gave Len all the remaining tomatoes on the table for free. What was the weight of the tomatoes given to Len for free? The mass of the tomatoes Len received, including the free ones, is 1 kilograms and 200 grams. Taking away the 1 kilogram from this mass leaves 200 grams. By looking at the scale, removing the 1 kilograms, 200 grams remains. How did you solve the problems? We read and studied the problem situation. Then, we looked for the given information needed to solve the problem. Next, we performed the operation to find the answer. Finally, we labeled the answer and looked back to make sure that the question was answered. Give situations outside the school where they used kilograms and grams, when they had their mass measured, when they bought fruits, vegetables, or other goods in the market/store.